Over the last several days, refinery fires and explosions have started showing up in different parts of the world. Louisiana, Oklahoma, Mexico, California, Iran, Ukraine, Russia. And at the same time, we've got pressure building in the Strait of Hormuz. Oil markets are getting nervous and politicians telling everybody not to worry. Now, maybe every one of these fires is completely separate. Maybe it's aging infrastructure. Maybe it's just bad maintenance. Maybe it's just the cost of running a fragile energy system too hard for too long. But at some point, you have to ask the obvious question. Is this really just a coincidence? And I want to be very clear. I'm not here to sell you a conspiracy theory. I'm here to walk through the pattern, look at the timing, and ask what these fires reveal about how exposed America's energy system really is. Because even if these events are not connected by intent, they may absolutely be connected by pressure with the word conspiracy. Let's jump right into this. So you saw there in the background, that is what you're seeing here is a fire at a refinery in Mexico. This same refinery caught fire multiple years ago, I think about 10 years ago, and it seems to have happened again. So is this a coincidence? Is it a conspiracy? Is this a way to get back at what's happening? Is this a way to slow down the oil refinery process around the world? It's starting to feel like that. This comes from Natural News, and this is a timeline of all the accidents and fires and explosions, and some people will say the S word, sabotage. Look at all the fires around the United States, going back to April 3rd of 2025. I mean, we know who was elected in January of 2025. And could this have been an indirect way to raise gas prices? Would this be a great way to force the hand of certain people? Look at this. We've got 18 various fires in North and South America. Only 2 in South America. In Mexico, 2 in Mexico. We've got 1 down here in looks like Brazil, or I'm not really familiar with South America, and I'm glad I'm not. I'm not going to travel there. But look at all the ones along the West Coast, along California. Look at all the ones in the Gulf Coast. Now, there's a couple missing here. The one that just happened in Oklahoma just 3 days ago. We've got a fire in the Northeast. And then you look around the other side of the world. Does America have an oil refinery problem? Or is all of these other countries just so damn good that their refineries, nothing ever happens to them? One of the recent ones that was covered here by the news is in Louisiana.
Injuries at this time. We do know that Chalmette Refinery has about 700 total personnel on site at any given time, but we do not know about injuries. So here's what we're looking at here. This video, this photo here, and some video came in from our viewers. You can see that huge cloud of smoke. It is visible from pretty far away. It's a pretty large fire, as you can see. Again, the fire department is there right now trying to put this out. We don't know quite yet what area of the refinery this happened in. Again, no word yet on any.
Not only do we not know what area, but there's not a lot of information coming out on the causes of these.
React to this. We do know that the fire department is on scene right now. Most important, I know a lot of you are wondering, we do not know about any injuries at this time. We do know that Chalmette Refinery has about 700 total personnel on site at any given time, but we do not know about
700 people working there. They don't know about injuries, or at least they're not allowing that information to come out. This is another little bit of a capture here, video footage of relief of about 18 cents a gallon for gasoline, about 24 cents a gallon for diesel. But this is a list here put together by Aussie 17. And look at this energy infrastructure incident. So the most recent one was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. From where I live here in Arkansas, I could see the smoke there. And I've got a friend that lives very close, and he was telling me about this. So look at these. Full sequence so far. April 15th, Australia, Geelong. April 16th, Pakistan. April 18th, Russia. The 20th, India. 20th, Texas. 20th, Romania. 20th's a bad day. 420 for all of those smokers. April 22nd, Erbil Refinery, Iraq. The 23rd, Russia. 25th, Vietnam. 8th of May, Louisiana. 11th of May, Oklahoma. Here's a little bit of footage right here. I want to show you this. This is another clip. This is Tulsa. This is the Tulsa, Oklahoma incident. And man, this is getting out of freaking hand here.
It's on the outside.
Oh shit.
It's like a fire tornado on the top.
Oh shit.
I mean, those flames are 100 feet
It's like a
high,
fire tornado on the top.
at least. You see this billowing smoke. This should not be occurring here in the United States. This is some kind of supercell activity.
Gas, probably.
I don't know. And I don't think anyone really knows what this is or what's causing this. But it's not good. And the part that bothers me the most is how little people are actually talking about this. That's the part that really makes me scratch my head. Here's another image of that same incident here in Oklahoma. And everybody's just continuing to ride right by like nothing's happening. Keep on moving. Nothing to see here. Here's another one here. This one is in Henry County, Tennessee. This was a plastics recycling plant. Plastics equal direct product of oil. Entire supply chain from rigs to recycling in havoc. It's a very good comment there. Is this a coincidence or someone manufacturing chaos? I mean, look at that. It's an entire factory. Hundreds, if not thousands of jobs. You can see it in relation to the size of the fire trucks that are on station. This is just outside of Nashville. Why are we not understanding more of what is causing this? Why are we not getting any real relevant information about the root causes of this? Who is doing this? Because I believe this would be directly proportionate to actual gas price increases. I mean, look at the size of this. This is monumental to be completely ignored. I know everybody was talking about all the missing scientists, right? You remember that? Everybody's talking about the missing scientists. What about the disappearing refineries? This is a magic trick right in front of our eyes. I don't know where this goes next. There's that list again. And this is, look at this one. On May 11th, 2 explosion accidents occurred at refineries, United States, Oklahoma, and Mexico. You see these? Same time, same area. Well, the United States. I don't know why we are not following up on this or where more information is hidden at. Now, there are a couple of decent reports coming out, but they're all just kind of tucked away, and you really have to go looking for this. Now, the one thing that gets me here is, so Reuters has come out, Valero to run refineries up to 95% of capacity in Q2. And we're in Q2 now. So they're running their refineries up to this maximum capacity because there's refineries that have been taken offline. Another article here, diesel hydrotreater control room destroyed in March at the Valero in Port Arthur, that refinery. So that refinery is down. So it puts more pressure on these other ones. They restarted the refinery April 16th after the blast. But there's no evidence or no information about what caused the blast. We're not being given any information on what is causing this. And I would love to get your opinion on what you believe is causing this, what's causing these explosions. You can see here, this is the one in Oklahoma just from a couple of days ago. Look at that in the distance. This looks like it's off of somebody's security camera. This is not normal at all for the United States. We should not be seeing this. This is Louisiana. No injuries reported, mysteriously enough. I don't know where this goes next. Reformer heater explodes at PBF Louisiana refinery. So we're starting to get some some coverage, but when are we going to get the national coverage? When is this going to be addressed by some federal agency? When is the FBI going to get involved? When are we going to see some real answers? Because everyone is blaming the rising cost of gas on the president, on the Secretary of War, on everything that's happening in Iran. But we get that much oil from Iran, zero. The oil that we have here in our country is refined here in our country, and yet no one's talking about the logjam of all of these refineries being taken offline. And that's where I'm confused, and that's where I'm concerned. And I don't want to be the conspiracy guy, because this may be absolutely connected by pressure. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you every refinery fire is sabotage. We don't have evidence of that. But I also think it would be a mistake to ignore what these incidents are telling us. Because whether it's age, overload, deferred maintenance, geopolitical pressure, cyber risk, or supply chain stress, the pattern matters. What you're watching right now is a global energy system operating with very little margin for error. And when critical infrastructure starts failing one incident at a time, eventually people stop seeing isolated incidents and they start seeing systemic weakness. That's a part I think the media is missing, not conspiracy, vulnerability. And in a world where shipping lanes, refineries, power grids, and fuel systems are all connected together, vulnerability spreads fast. That's what I'm going to be watching over the next few weeks. Think back to Hawaii. Think back to California. It's always something to do with some fires. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Are these unrelated industrial accidents, or are we starting to see the strain of a global energy system under pressure with maybe a helping hand from some people that don't like us and would love to see America fail, would love to see the current administration fail? You want to toss the midterms out the window? You put some of that stuff out, right? I'll see you in the next one. This is Ben Dykes Show.